This is a new plan. So I measured up the bed of the XC Falcon Ute, and that is about 1890 millimeters. So that there is about 1900. Haven't actually ran the tape over it, but yeah, that's the kind of length we're looking at. If I make them into banks like this, we can put them straight in the tray in modules like this. That's 236 cells, and I'll grab a calculator and work this out. Here we go, 236 cells times 2000 milliamp hours. We divide that by 1000. I'll just take 3 zeros off the back. That's 472 amp hour. If we times our amp hour, because V times A gives us watt hours, which will give us kilowatt hours, physical pack size. So 472 amp hour. We times that by 3.7 volts, which is only our nominal voltage. It's not our high, it's not our low, it's our middle, nominal. So 3.7. Ready for how many kilowatt hours are in the pack? 1.7 kilowatt hours. In one little line like that. That's going off if they're only 2000 milliamps each. The average will be higher than that because the minimum cells in this pack are 2000 milliamp hours. If you look at all of these are 3000 plus. Most of these green ones are 2000 to 2100s, and there's some much bigger ones in there as well. A lot of these red ones up here are 2.5s, 2.6. Yeah. These ones here, these green and black stripe ones, were all pretty high, 24s. So let's do that again. Let's scribble that number down. .746 kilowatt hours. Let's do it again. So we want 236. That's how many cells we got. Times, let's say 2500. And we go and get rid of 3 zeros. 590 amp hour. Times that by our nominal voltage. It's 2.183. So that's for 2000 average. That's for 2500 average. So we gain nearly 0.4 of a kilowatt. Yeah, 400 watt hours. By keeping the nominal current up at around the 2.5 kilowatt. Now, when you get batteries like these, this was a 6 amp AEG. You get 3 amp hour battery cells out of it. Exactly what 2 of them are there. There's a handful of other similar ones out of laptop cells. So this is good, but sadly, heaps of cells will miss out. Unless these test above 2K, they won't go into the pack because they drop the average. So if I've got 10 of these and 10 of these, we've still got 2.5 average. Because they're 3000, these are 2000-ish, either way. So all these cells up here, for instance, which are all 1.5 kilowatt cells, and there's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. 80 of them there, and they're all good. We already know they're all good. But don't miss out on getting put in packs like this. Over here we've got 2 good packs, boards a shot. They keep going out of balance. So there's 20 2.5 plus amp hour batteries there. So they're all good. So these 3 could be used, these 2 could be used. There's another couple over there, which could go into a pack like this. Now what I'm thinking is the benefit of having them in a long stick like pack like this is once I get them all together like this, I could then squirt a bit of hot glue down between them, or even put the top piece on and squirt a bit of hot glue down the sides of all these outside ones, and they'll hold it together. Running them like this would mean that I'd only have to run 2 bus bars, one between this pack, one between this pack. When we get to the ends, we can just terminate them together. What did we say it was? 236 times 2.5. It's 590 amp hours at 3.7 volts. So I would be still needing just as many packs in in series, sorry, to make a decent pack out of them for vehicle use. Like I want nothing shy of 100, 110 volts to run a decent DC motor off. So this is obviously only a start to the process, but these are all charged, rated, right to go. Big percentage of them are actually got solder blobs on top and they're tinned. This is, I don't know, am I better off going some big long sticky kind of packs like this, or in brick kind of form? Because my original plan was 160 cell brick. And the only reason I've swayed away from that is I've got the length of the tray. Now that's the other thing we can work out. These cells are all about 50 to 60 grams each. 236 times. We'll just do it in grams, 60. So 60 grams each. It's only 14 kilos. 14 kilos for almost 2.2 kilowatt. So if we times that by 20, that's a 40 kilowatt pack for 283 kilos, minus bus bars, minus cell frames. Yeah, they're a couple of grams each. So just removing the engine and transmission, fuel system, exhaust, radiator, all that. We've been re-adding 40 kilowatt of batteries, controller, some wiring, and a 100 kilo DC motor. You know, we're not going to be altering the vehicle's weight tremendously, but what we will be doing is positioning the weight differently to the way it is at the moment. What I need to do is that's probably not a bad idea. If I draw this pack out on the concrete with some chalk or something, we'll draw this pack out and then we'll draw it up as a rectangle, and we'll draw it up as a square. Just build it physically on the ground to get a good idea of how we should put them together. The more separate packs I have, the more connector cables we've got to have. Obviously we've got to have them in series anyway, and we've got to have balance, well, at least points to measure cell balance off, bank balance. But yeah, I'm going to have to solder every one of them individually, no matter how I do it. It's a matter of working out how we get around less cabling, because the cost of this project, when you start adding 300 square millimeter cable, and the hydraulic crimp ends and all the bolts, the copper plates to go on the end of the copper bar that uses bus bars. Like, the project's going to add up significantly. It has to. So I have to make, I'd rather spend all the money I'd spend on that, on an extra 10 kilowatt of batteries, or being able to afford a better controller, than what I would wasting it on consumables and paying extra money for cabling. Obviously it's going to have to handle some decent current, because we're talking, it's 590 amps in one pack. So if you had them all in parallel, say we want 115 volts to go to our motor controller when it's fully charged. We divide that by 3.7 for our nominal. That's not real right. 115 divided by 3.7. It's more like it. So we need 31 packs in series. It's a lot of packs in series. So already that's at least 31 good connectors. Like, you're going to have them at both ends though, depending on how the bus bar setup works. If you've got the bus bar big enough. Yeah, that's a lot of terminations to do to make that kind of voltage. If we go back to 80 volts, so let's say 90 to the controller at nominal, divided by 3.7, we need 25 packs. Do we stick down at the 90 volt range for a DC motor, run more amp hours, and less packs in series, and only have 25 in series? This is what I've got to work out. Obviously with higher voltage, smaller cables, and less amperage gets transferred, but we've got to work out a plan. So yeah, this is just a bit of a thought bubble kind of video. What would you do? I've got a ute tub that can gladly take 1800 mil, so this kind of length. I've got to get 25 to 30 of these size packs in the vehicle. So if we go 590 times 25, equals 1475 amps. That's 1475 amps at 3.7 volts. Times that by 3.7, 54 kilowatt hours. That's, if we have 25 packs, let's write that down. 54 kilowatt. That's if we have 236 times 25. No, I don't want to look at this number. 5,900 towers. So there you go. If we get 5,900 18650s set up like this, we can have 54 kilowatt hour of battery pack. That is huge. A proper awesome going road. Well, they're a supercar like a Tesla. The good ones have got 90 kilowatt battery packs. Yeah, if we can get 50 in a DC homemade job, we're still going to have plenty of range. Can only do 60 kilometers an hour in town. Can only do 110 on the highway. For the price, it's going to be well worth it. I just need to work out configuration and where I'm going to get heaps and heaps more cells from. I've got a contact in Queensland, but air freighting these cells is the big issue. I don't like air freighting them because they got the potential to be dangerous. So it's well, to me in Tasmania it's sea freight. Thanks for watching if you're still watching. I'm always going to play with 18650s. It's cold outside, so I've stayed inside tonight and had a bit of a play around. We've rebuilt a battery down here, brought it back to life, which is now charged back up and all hunky-dory. The 4 amp hour Milwaukee there, so that one won't get pulled apart. You can use that at work, use that for all my Milwaukee cordless tools. But yeah, these are the ongoing 18650 projects. Hopefully this will get used for my XC Falcon Ute. Well, God knows what else. 18650's got many uses. I'm just going to have to keep collecting them and rating them and stacking them up like this. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.